Welcome back to RASSVET for episode 8 with me, Mr. Sealy P. It's 4:42 in the afternoon. As you've seen, I did a couple of sowing contracts with my new seeder. I've now just taken a contract on for fertilising on field 13 and there's one on field 14. They're fairly large fields, but I'm going to crack on. I have been tipped the wink that there is a small tractor available. There's a local mechanic that's got a tractor for sale. That might not be a bad idea as I'm looking towards getting the mower set up ready for doing our grass area. There, I've also actually a couple of the local guys have said they've seen a vehicle driving around. I think people are worried we're being watched, you know, by governments. Who knows? Maybe we are. But anyway, on to this. A few people commented to say if you are doing fertilising contracts, if you change your fertilising rate, so deactivate automatic application rate, and then change application rate, so put it down as low as it will possibly go. So 74 kilograms, that's offering as the lowest. So if you set it manually, the lowest it can possibly go, then you'll use next to no fertiliser doing fertilising contracts. You'll still complete the contract because you have fertilised, but there's no point having it on the highest setting or an adjustable rate. Just set it as low as possible. Then when you go back to doing your own stuff, then put it back on automatic. The problem with the refill type description, apparently it happens on maps all over the place. Somebody said it's to do one of the pallets mods. I've never had it happen before, and I've been using pallets mods for ages. But if I just jump out the vehicle like I did in the last episode, click L3, jump back in, it's all good. So every time I come back into the game, it does it. So what should happen now is that will just apply at that set rate. There'll be no adjustment. That's just setting it, applying at 74 kilograms per hectare regardless, and we should technically use way less. That's how it's going to work. So I'm going to do these two fertilising jobs. The money is up now. We're up to 139,000. As you saw as well, the payment came in now. 45 grand investment from Feld Corp. So we're in a good place, and we're going to get a couple of bits of machinery in the morning, start our grass work. What else do I need to do? Yeah, I need to look at investing in some land. The contract idea for people suggesting and locals suggesting that I start supplying lumber and aggregates to the local construction site is a pretty good idea. I think we're going to go down that route as well. So there'll be some logging to do, and there'll be some sand to collect. Only downside with that is, I think, where the sand is quarried, I need to own the land. So we're going to have to sort out, getting to a point we can afford to do that. Then we'll move into that area as well. So, as well as all the precision farming stuff, there'll be this as well. So yeah, I mean, this does appear to be going fairly slowly. I'm hoping I'll get through this entire field and what we got here. It's a fairly big field. This one pays out about 10 grand, and then field 14, is it 14 that's next to us? No, that's 12. Which one's 14? Oh, yeah, it's a bit further over. That is a lot bigger. Pays 22. So I think I'll do both of those. I might need to go and put some more fertiliser in this. But as you can see from over the side, if I open up that menu as well, that won't show us anything because there's no soil data. Unless it resets itself. There we go, right. So it takes a little while to reset itself. We can see where we've been, but again only on the small map setting, but that's not too much of a problem. And I will see you in the morning, ready for more shenanigans, hopefully. I'm going to keep an eye out for this vehicle that everyone's been talking about. Seems a bit curious, but it's nearly 7:15 in the morning. Been doing some preventative maintenance on the Bizon. We are fully repaired. I'm now off to a local mechanic who's got a tractor for sale. We're going to have a look at that. We were up to, with all the various different little jobs I've been doing around the area, we were up to 179,000. I have prepaid for some equipment. I have purchased The tractor we're going to go and have a look at, so fingers crossed it's alright. I've been assured it's absolutely fine. That was 16,500. The prices of stuff are amazing. I've bought a front mower and rear butterfly mower, 5,100 and 8,300. I've bought a rake for 1,400, that's all it was. And this is the bargain of the century. I've got a loading wagon. Now, I went to go and look at a SIP one, Slovenian company. It was a little bit rusted. Capacity was only 9,000 litres. It wasn't great. So someone said that at the local fisheries, they've got one. And it was 675. That's all. For a 15,000 litre. So, and that's not a narrative thing. That's how much it was. So, yeah, we've got a fair bit of equipment to go and collect, and it wasn't too expensive. I don't know whether I want to go and get the tractor and the mowers first. Do the mowing I want to do. When we're doing the mowing, that's going to highlight, I think, areas that we have got access to where we might need to remove trees and things as well, which kind of falls into other stuff I want to be doing. Where's the mechanics from here? Is it over there or over there? I think it's this way. Yeah, so that will give us an idea of any trees we want to pull down. Then I think what we'll do, we'll need the rake, because we'll need to rake everything we've mowed to collect with the loading wagon. That's going to go into the bunker silo. We'll compact that probably with the larger tractor, because it will take a bit of time otherwise. And that can be fermenting. Hopefully by the time that's done, well, we'll see how long that takes. Our field may be ready to harvest. I don't think it's going to be ready yet. Am I going the right way? I think I am. Yeah, along here. And we'll get that done. I've got to work out how to raise enough money to get access to the sand and the aggregate sand and gravel yard. Yeah, it's here, isn't it? There it is. Little Ursus, look at that. That's cool. He's had it in to do some work on it. He's been attaching a front loader, which he's done. And the farmer wants shot of it, so we're buying it kind of from the farmer via the mechanic. And he's got mowers here as well. Then we've got rear, well, in the grass, we'll see in a minute, rear butterfly mower, front mower, light, cheap, low horsepower requirement, so we should be fine with all this. This has only got, I think, 52 horsepower or something like that. It's not very high. I'm pretty sure our 445 is only a 45, isn't it? But that seems to pull whatever I need to. So, anyway. Let's start her up. Sounds brilliant. Love it. Love it. Like I said, it's not necessarily going to be about big equipment, but about lots of smaller stuff, maybe. I need to fold that up if we're going to transport it. Yeah. Lots of small stuff. Multiplication of equipment. Maybe we'll see how we go. What we'll do is we'll drive this back. Did that field just get ready to harvest? Oh no, I came across another one, didn't I? Where's the track? Or should I just go back on the road? Okay, so yeah, 16,500 for the tractor, and then another 13,400 for the mower setup. So all in what we're looking at, 29,900. Yeah, 29,900 for a tractor and mowers. That's fantastic. And there's nothing nefarious about that. That's what it cost. Is there a track off to that? Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that track. I kind of came across the field, but we can take the track back. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll start mowing, and then we'll sort out going to get the rake. The rake is... where's the rake? I think that's out near one of the farms nearby, and then the loading wagon's out of the fisheries. Fisheries been abandoned for quite some time now. It's one thing I must admit on console would be quite cool to have, wouldn't it? I know on PC there's all the various different global company stuff, and on this map in particular there's a whole load of things you can do. Well, that's what I mentioned the other day, and I'm not sure whether I can or not, because I don't know if I've got access to it. Oh, I think I've got stuck. But all of these logs that are around the map, whether or not you can't pick them up, whether they've got any value to them or they're just an object to be moved out the way, because there's loads of them around the place that I was wondering whether we can just go and kind of help ourselves to. But I don't know if we don't have access to the... No, I need to back out there. If we don't have access to the land, whether or not we can or not, I don't know. But potentially, because there's loads of lumber just laying around. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Where do I need to be heading? Back up to our farm, which is up that way. I like this. Whoa, bumpy track. Better slow down a little bit. We've got rear wheel weights on. Yes, we have. Support bar across the back, just to hold it all together. Wow. Isn't it weird? Some vehicles you drive along tracks like this, you don't really realise how bumpy it is until you get something a little bit smaller, and then it seems to find every bump and rut in the road. Now, while I'm doing this, quick explanation of sorts. The last week has been a bit of a weird one. I've tried to keep up with everything as best I can. My son had an accident at work. This isn't narrative, this is... yeah. Because he works at a pub, and they were preparing for reopening on the 12th of April. Moving concrete bases for the tables and chairs and stuff out in the garden, because they can only use the garden. Concrete slab fell on his fingers, and he has crushed and split open 2 of his fingers. Fractured one, broke the tip off of another one. He had to go to the Royal Free Hospital in London, to the plastics team. They've had to do tendon repair, nerve repair, stitch everything up, realign everything. Yeah, it's not been good. So because he lives on his own, he's been here with us, where kind of, because he can't, with only one hand, there's a lot of stuff he can't do. So it's been a bit weird with the videos and a bit hit and miss. And I know someone commented on one of my mod reviews the other day that I seemed a bit flat. That was the day he injured himself, or the day after. Yeah, it's not been great. So, I mean, not for me specifically, but for him especially. So yeah, just a kind of explanation as to why things have been a bit kind of up and down over the last few days. But yeah, he's on the mend, and that's the main thing. So, we're here, and that's what I need to check as well, is, let's check our land again. We have access to all of this. So realistically, anything in here, I'm wondering actually, all these kind of jointly owned areas, if there's grass available on any of these, I guess I've got... I wonder how far out I can go. Whether I can kind of do what I did on 6 Ashes and just kind of cut everything and collect as much as I possibly can. There's no reason why I wouldn't. At the end of the day... Is that going? Yes, it is. Right, let's get the butterfly open. And then, yeah, just cut as much as I can. Go around, windrow everything, collect it all up. At 15,000 litres at a time. That's the thing about this. This is small equipment. It's going to take a long time. I wasn't sure this would have the horsepower. I think each of these mowers only requires 20 horsepower for each, I think. Yes, we're going to go through a few bushes here and there. Maybe that's what I need to do, is do a bit of spot removal of bushes out here as well. And just go around and mow everything. You know, and this is the sort of thing I was talking about. Because of the width of the mowers, we've got a few trees and things that will prevent us getting to some of the grass we want to cut. But there's a lot of gardens. The only problem I've got is I might be able to get in there and mow the gardens, but I won't be able to get in there, I don't think, with a loading wagon to collect it. So what we'll do is just do what we can. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do the same thing. We'll get out here with the weed whacker and a little saw, and we'll see if we can remove some of these bushes. That'll give us a much better... yeah, see, things like that, we can definitely get in there. So whether or not I can get a loading wagon in as well, that just maybe seems a little bit excessive. But then, like I say, I did it on 6 Ashes. My first year, I went round and just cut verges and every scrap of grass I could find everywhere. I don't have access to land. Thought I did. Okay. So let me cut there. Oh, that's the pig farm, isn't it? That could be why. I like this setup. It's small, and again, it's that kind of takes you back to basics again. I've done it a few times. Up at Lusatia we did. I did it on Lipinki a little bit, and I like that every now and again. It kind of humbles you. That's the wrong word, isn't it? But it bit of honest work, you know. Not that the rest of it's not honest. Well, I suppose Eureka Farms is a little bit possibly not as honest as it should be, or could be. Oh, I don't know how much we're going to get off this. It's not a massive grass area, but like I say, we'll have a whiz round. What I'll do from here, I'll see. I'm just curious on this kind of periphery how much we can actually get away with. This is brilliant. These mowers are fantastic. They're designed for that little GT, the Fendt GT thing, aren't they? But the fact it will work on a regular tractor is absolutely brilliant. So, as you can imagine, this is going to continue for a little while. And then we'll go and get the rake. I've missed a little bit there. I think it doesn't like the tight turns too much. I think that might be the front mower that does that, but and then like I say, I think what I'll probably do is come out and we'll get some of these little hedges and bushes and stuff. Hedges is the wrong word, isn't it? Bushes. Oh, doesn't really like that. Yeah, I don't think the rake's going to like it either. So we've got access to all this as well, haven't we? Cut everything. Cut everything. Just removing all the bushes and stuff can get a little bit pricey, especially with all these, but don't have access to that or that. Okay, we found our limits. So here, I think, isn't it? Pretty much. Okay. Let's get on with it. It's 9:21. I have pretty much cut everything I can, and it actually turned out to be way more than I thought. There's a few little bits here and there that I've missed. So where have I actually cut the grass? Pretty much everything I could within the boundaries of here, and it actually turned out outside the yards, all this area here was fine, but there was all of this all around here, which I hadn't even considered. And I went out this way a little way because all of this you can cut. So I cut all of that up to the bridge here, then I cut a load of this up to that bit there, I think. But there's so much more I can do. I'm going to start off with what we got at the moment. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is drop off the rear mower, drop off the front mower. I think I'll take a 3-point link, or I shall leave it on. And then we'll go and grab the rake. That's the next step. I think I'll just drop off the mower. Going to go and grab the rake and then start raking. That's going to take a while as well. Then we'll go and grab the loading wagon. The rake is just, I think, the best way of getting to it, actually. Actually, you know what? The way I just went might not be a bad idea. Oh no, that takes me out to the fishery. That's not going to help, is it? As you can see, all of this I managed to cut right up to where the boundaries are. Now some of it, I don't know if it will rake properly because we've got some quite steep angles and some awkward stuff to get to. I'll collect everything I can, but like I say, if it turns out it's way less than I thought, because whilst it looks like a lot on the ground, actually how much as far as literage goes, I honestly don't know. That's hard to gauge. So what I'll do is I'll start collecting it. The downside being the loading wagon is small, but we're only using small equipment. We'll be doing 15,000 litres at a time. That's going to take a while, but as you can see, all of this all the way around here, and this is the silage clamp we're going to be using. This is on our property, so we're going to be using that built into the landscape. So it's going to, yeah, it's going to take me a while, but it's no different to any of the other farms I've worked on, any other Let's Plays I've done. The amount of time taken to do jobs can take a long time. It's just what you get paid for them. Eureka is an absolute, that's completely different to anything else I've ever done, because the scale and all that kind of thing. But Stone Valley and ones like that, I was making very good money, but there was still a lot of hours put into that. It still takes a long time, and hopefully we will get to a point where that will be the case. I'm really loving this tractor. It looks great. I have mentioned before that any of the stuff I'm using, what I'm trying to do now, again from feedback, is trying to put details of the mods I'm using in the description of the video, so sometimes I miss one or I forget one, or if I start using something new, it might take me an episode or two before I remember to put it in the description, but I'll try to as best I can. But I love this one. Yeah, it's nice. Very, very low horsepower. It's not going to do, I mean, I'll say that. This and the 445 have done way more than I thought they would. I really thought this would struggle with both the mowers. They are low horsepower requirement mowers. Where am I going to for this one? I think it's over here. Yeah, this rake, 1,400, did I say it was? Something like that. There it is. There it is. GBS 6U, 6.3 metre I think it is, and this only requires something like 40 horsepower. Now, are there quicker and easier ways to make money? Yes, probably. A lot of people have been suggesting I go straight up to the quarry and start shifting sand immediately. But again, that doesn't kind of follow the narrative of what I'm doing at the moment. We're gradually building up. I could have leapt straight to there, said, right, I bought this land, bang, sold a load of sand. But it doesn't it doesn't fit at the moment with where we're going. We're going to get there. We will get there. There's some work to do for that. I'm kind of laying the groundwork, as it were. Pardon the pun. I'm just now thinking as well that the amount of time it took me to do the grass. Raking won't be as bad because obviously this is a bit wider. I'll say a bit wider, maybe not. It's going to be the loading wagon side of things. Collecting it all up is what's going to take a long time. But I don't mind. We'll get it all done. This is very much like it was on Six Ashes. I'm just enjoying doing it. It's taking time, but I enjoy the machinery. I enjoy the process. Let's open it out. Let's drop it down. I don't know how well the rake will adjust to some of these angles, but I'll do my best. As you can see, we are getting a windrow. There's a lot of land. You know, I said about going out and removing a lot of the bushes like I did up in the yard. I'm not sure that's going to be a viable option, in all honesty. Mind you, looking at the windrows, it's always difficult to tell. I seem to find from map to map, you look at a windrow and sometimes the capacity of a windrow is huge. You know, you look at it and think, oh, that's pretty good, and there's loads in it. Other times you'll windrow stuff up and it looks like there'll be loads, and it turns out it's not anywhere near what you thought. So as you can see, all around the swampy area, I've done all around here. I've got quite a lot of area to cover, Oh, a lot of trees in the way. I don't really want to go in the water if I can help it. So as you can imagine, I've now got a fair bit to do. I think I'm going to get caught on that. There we go. Okay. Now, how far did I go the other way? Let's try that here. Because this is pretty much the boundary. Yes, it's letting me pick some up, but not all of it. So it let me mow right out to the edge, but it won't necessarily let me pick up. I'll grab everything I can. That's all I can do. But the boundary kind of ran all the way along the edge here, and then right out to the other end of the town, which is where we'll be heading to. As is often the case when I do things like this, I'm incredibly curious now as to really how much we're going to get. It becomes that obsessive thing of you stop and you think, oh, it's going to take ages, but my overriding thing of I just wonder how much I'm going to get. You know, is it all going to have been worth it? I'm probably going to go a bit random with where I go, because I'm trying to remember everywhere I cut, and I did cut loads all over the place. Well then, see you much later. That took a while. Blimey. 11:28. I'm playing in real time as it stands at the moment. We're at the fisheries. Again, abandoned. And up here in this building is where, there we go, the loading wagon is. The first load of this will determine just how long it's going to take me to do all of this. I can't believe that only requires 40 horsepower, and it was only 675. It's a lovely part of the area around here. I do like the fishery bit. Yeah, did I start off by, I was talking about that earlier, wasn't I? Something about the global company mods and all that kind of stuff. How cool it would be to have something for console kind of fishery related. Anyway, yeah, just a thought. I don't know what, but it would be cool. Which way am I going? When we get closer I will zoom out and you'll see the swath situation. The bridge, is this the bridge I want? Yeah, you can see some of the swaths. This is what I was talking about. So we can come out a lot further. Where we are on the map now is just out here. If I click on what zone, owned all the periphery, so yeah, all of that can be mown, and I have done some already. So some of the swath is sitting here. I'm going to cross the bridge. Actually, you know what? I could do some of the way back, couldn't I? The ground's a bit uneven here, though. Let's turn it on, drop it down. I'm not sure how well this will pull this across the uneven ground. Bearing in mind, this requires 40 horsepower and this is a 52 horsepower tractor. Or is it a 45? I can't remember. What am I stuck on? I think I've got that front lifter caught. It's that weird? I went across here, mowed, no problem at all. I think it might be the horsepower. The loading wagon's going to get caught up. Yeah, if we fill up to 15,000 really quickly, which I've got a funny feeling we're going to. Now I know I have got an absolutely monumental task ahead of me. Which I think I have anyway. I might put the lights on so I can see where I'm going. I'm going to go back and pick up, there's a few odds and ends where the windrower missed a few bits. I do not want to end up in the lake or river. Through the bushes. Yeah, I'm collecting it from everywhere. Problem is it's quite hard to see in amongst the thicker bushes and stuff where it all is. But what I'll do is go around the outskirts of the land that we own, and then I keep saying own, you know what I mean, have access to, and from there we go, I don't have access to that, but I do this, and then I'll just collect everything from in the middle. I'll do all the stuff around the silo, the silage clamp bunker silo first, and kind of go from there really. I think I might just go and grab one of the other tractors. Whilst theoretically this should pull this alright, I just think I need a bit more oomph and a bit more speed maybe. Maybe the larger one. I don't know, 15,000 litres at a time. I reckon we could... I might have cut enough grass to hit 200,000 litres maybe. And aside from the time taken, it's all money in the bank. Because it's grass, it's just stuff that's here. So anything I sell it for is profit. In theory. There we go, 15,000 litres. That was quite quick actually. I initially thought the silo didn't look that big, the clamp, but now I'm not so sure. I think this is going to disappear into it. Again, I think on Eureka Farms I got so used to, you know, massive collection really quickly, huge trailers, you know, collecting up 3.5–4 million litres in the space of about an hour. This is going to be about 200,000 litres in the space of about 6 hours. Cool, first load. The first of many. Yeah, I think we're going to go and grab the other tractor. That would certainly make life a little bit easier. No, I was going to say, I'll zoom out. You kind of get a bit of an idea of the wind rowing all around there, off in that direction, up on the little ridge up there, around the yard, everywhere really. Needs must when farm club's at your doorstep. Caught between them and two governments. It's my own fault, I did it to myself. Got no one to blame. Ah, well, I suppose I better settle it, don't I? It's a lovely day. The birds are tweeting. Could be worse, couldn't it? Oops. There you go, see, we're nearly at 30,000 litres already. Easy peasy. Just keep my nose above the swath. And the loading wagon should follow. There you go, nearly there. Come on, yeah, this is where we're going to have problems, isn't it? On some of the steeper bits. There we go, another 15. Let's get that back. Awesome. It's just gone 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I woefully underestimated how long this was going to take with a 15,000 litre loading wagon. And I woefully underestimated just how much grass I'd cut. As you can see from all the little 15,000 litre piles. Oh dear. I don't think I've got another 15,000 litres left. How much am I actually up to at the moment? Well, 456,365. What did I say? Might get a couple of 100,000. Blimey. I have had to do a little bit of RAKEY healing here and there. Brought the Ursus down with the rake. There were a few areas where I had mowed, I had raked, and then when I came to pick up with a loading wagon, not necessarily here, but I'm just kind of as an example, and it said I didn't own the land, or it just wouldn't let me pick it up. So what I've had to do is come along with the rake and kind of gradually move the swaths over into patches where it would let me pick it up. Only in a few places, but yeah, it was necessary. One of those places actually being just up here. This little bit of grass here was over by the road and it wouldn't let me do it, so I'm trying to put the lights back on. There we go. So as I said earlier on, what I had tried to do was do the furthest away first, then come back and do the stuff that was closer in. I mean, in all honesty, it makes no difference, because if I do the further away stuff first, I've still got to travel there and back. I think just psychologically, finishing off closer, not having to travel backwards and forwards while you're doing it, in your head makes you think, oh yeah, that's way better. But yeah, I don't think it actually doesn't make any difference. This has been recorded over a couple of days, because as you can imagine, I can't even remember what time we started. What time did I start doing all the cutting of the grass? It was early-ish, wasn't it? Yeah. No, this doesn't like being attached so low. I don't think the Pottinger comes with a different attacher. It's been kind of yanking it around a little bit, but it's still picking up, it's still collecting alright. Although the pickup's not as wide as some other loading wagons I've used before. It just catches me out every now and again. I think as well, some places where I have combined swaths, not on purpose, but just sort of accidentally, I've got a lot more. It misses a bit here and there. This was another bit here. All of this swath I'm just about to do was all on the road just past me. Actually, you know, where I was showing you, yeah, technically it was all this bit here I had to rake up. So I'm just thinking, am I going to get... I don't think I'm going to get another full one. I've only got about 3 or 4 sods left to do. They're little fiddly ones now that are left. But the ground's looking great up around the farm. The yard looks amazing. And I know what's going to happen. I'm going to drive around and I'm going to keep finding these little niggly bits that I've left here and there. It's whether or not I can just switch my mind off to say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, just leave it. Or whether I'm going to go back and spend hours and hours going backwards and forwards picking up all the little fiddly bits. It'll be worth it in the end. That's the thing about it. When we come to sell all the silage, it will be absolutely worth the time put in. So if you've been wondering why there hasn't been a Let's Play video for the last couple of days, this is why. It's not a case of not thinking it through. I knew it was going to take a while because I'm using small equipment. And of course I didn't think it was going to take this long. That's what we've said for a long, long while. No plan survives contact with Mr. CP. Come on, we're nearly there. And then I can sleep. Peacefully. Please tell me this is the last little bit. I think it might be, you know. Then all I've got to do is just compact it. I'll be honest, when I put the first load in, and I honestly didn't think I was going to get this much. I thought that silage clamp is going to look so empty with whatever paltry amount I end up putting in it. And there is still so much more I could cut. Now, there is a question of, would it have been quicker and easier to use a mower and bale it and do silage bales? Potentially, yeah. Actually, you know something I haven't checked, and the whole time I've been doing this, I haven't checked the fields. How's field 6 looking? Soil composition, growth. Of course it's ready to harvest. I've been so engrossed in what I'm doing, just hadn't even looked. Well, that'll have to come next. That'll be a bit of extra money in the bank as well. We need to look at what's next, because I was talking about I needed the mowers, I needed a loading wagon, I needed a rake, silo. What else do we need next? I'm still thinking about whether or not to trade in. Oh yeah, so I was looking at another trailer as well. That could be it then. Are we finally there? Haven't really done that particularly tidily, have I? Oh dear. Yeah, trailer. I was looking at, which one was it? Because the one I've got at the moment is a 20,000 litre, and I've got, was it 17,000 litres on the back of the Ural. I was thinking of getting a Ural flatbed, or at least if I can lease a Ural, you know, there's a log one for doing a bit of forestry, because I do want to clear some of the trees around the yard. We're going to harvest our field 6, and then we're going to look at doing a kind of precision farming. Well, it's not really, I mean, it's a test, I guess. The thing about it being that, oh, there's DB7. It's not very large capacity. Where's it gone? Oh, there's these. I might get one of those actually. The SP22. I've got the lorry to pull it, and then that can go behind it. That'll give me a 45,000 litre capacity. No, that's price. What am I talking about? 25 and 18. Oh yeah, not quite. Where is it? Oh, that one, the RMT on the end. 36,000 litres for 40 grand. That's pretty handy. I know it only comes in those colours. Now, I know that when that first came out, there were some issues with it though, weren't there? I'm trying to think what the issues were. But yeah, potentially. Well, with that, I think what I'm going to do, I'll come back and compact that in a minute. We'll take back the other tractor and I'll show you the yard and stuff because it is looking way tight. Although that said, of course the grass is just going to grab it. Oh yeah, the mod that came out the other day, the garden hose, well, providing it works. I'm going to get one of those for doing my jet washing. It's only 45, nice and cheap to buy, provided it works. But yeah, all up the side of this hill. So I'm going to notice an entire swath I've missed. That's why I don't want to necessarily compact it yet. But all of this as well, in essence, it's a field. It's, you know, it just looks like the side of a hill, and when it's all kind of thick with grass, you don't really think much about it. And then the yard itself. So I'm just checking to make sure I've missed any bits. Oh, it looks very tidy, doesn't it? With all the grass cut. I do need to do some work tidying up vehicles and storing some away, because I've just got bits all over the place now, and the more equipment I get, the worse it's going to be. So maybe another building. I haven't actually used that hangar one over there. I'll stick some stuff in there. So next episode then, we'll get the harvest done. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do a test, maybe do some strips where I'll do, I don't know if I'm going to lime again, I don't know if I need to, but I'll do a strip where I do lime, and then a strip where I'll seed, and then I'll fertilise, and then the other strip I won't, I'll just seed, and we'll see what the yield difference is between the two. It's the precision farming thing, it's just a test to see, rather than lime the entire field, which is what I did last time. That's where I kind of made my mistake, and we'll use it as a kind of test farm / test field to help out the locals. I'm off for a lie down. Well, actually no, I've got to come back to that bunker side now, haven't I? But anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.